Welcome back, beautiful people, to another episode of Story Archives, where we're going to be diving into the best things you should be watching in TV and film right now, or what we've been watching in TV and film right now. I'm your host, Mario Busto, alongside
the other host, Zachary Newton. Welcome back. And if it is something we're watching, I think it's something you should probably be watching too, right?
I mean, technically we are, TV and film experts, so you should be watching everything we tell you to watch and not using your own mental faculties to determine it. But no, just kidding. We're going to just kind of go through what we've been watching, kind of give our little high-level reviews and what we're looking forward to, really, because while we're in the in-between, we don't really have a show right now. We're not really committed. We're on the market looking for a show. We're dating around, looking for the right fit for us right now. And the only thing on the horizon at the moment is Foundation Season 3, because we have a history of doing Foundation Seasons 1 and 2. We all obviously have some other shows coming out soon, like The Bear, but Hulu does that whole drop all the episodes at once thing, which kind of
is so annoying. I don't like it.
Makes it a little more difficult to cover. We have supposedly Apple dropped some new teasers. Maybe we can watch through those, or you can discuss them, Zach, if you've seen them. I think we got a new teaser for Invasion Season 3, which we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Netflix dropped their whole sort of rest of year schedule, which is going to be the return of Wednesday, the return of Squid Game this month, the second part of the latest season. And then you got Stranger Things doing this new odd sort of triple release date where they're going to kind of milk the cow three different ways. They're going to release in November, and then they're going to do, I think, December 24th, and then they're going to drop one last one on New Year's, if I'm not mistaken.
What I heard was it's Thanksgiving for part 1 of the final season. It's Christmas for part 2, and then it's New Year's for the finale.
So they're only doing 3 episodes for the final season?
I don't think it's 3 episodes. I think there's going to be a set of episodes for part 1, a set of episodes for part 2, and then a single finale episode for part 3. That's what I think they're going to end up doing.
Yeah, I think I saw that too. It's like 3 or 4 episodes for 1, then a couple episodes for 2, and then there's just 1 for New Year's, which I think is gonna. I wonder why Netflix is doing that. That's a little bit closer to the Apple model.
Yeah, a little.
Which makes me wonder if for their bigger shows, they're going to be sort of weaning out the best ones. I'm wondering if they're gonna start to do that. They do that with some of their Korean dramas at this point. They do episodic releases, and even for I think they do it for some of the animes as well on the platform, but I haven't really seen them do it with like their popular IP,
I think they're just trying to please everybody a little bit, right? Like they get the people who just want to sit and binge. They get the people who are like, I don't want to watch the whole thing in one sitting. I'll do 4 episodes, 3 episodes. So I feel like that's kind of what they were trying to do there. I mean, I like it more than I like it just all dropping at once.
From a marketing perspective, it's possibly smart because they maybe get to control the conversation throughout, the time of year when everyone is looking for something to. I mean, let's be honest. You
get
go
to
the whole
tease it
year.
out.
When you get to November, like once you cross that Thanksgiving threshold, everyone's kind of downshifting into New Year's at the end of the day. They're not like super hustling into December for the most part, even though we probably should, because the bills start to rack up, the gift list starts to get bigger. But yeah, who knows what Netflix is planning. And I wonder who's going to take the throne after Stranger Things is no longer their baby. This is the final season. So what's going to be the show that takes the baton from here? Is it Wednesday? Is it Squid Game is done after this too? So it's probably Wednesday, or if I had to guess, I'd say 3 Body Problem is probably their biggest show once Stranger Things goes goodbye.
3 Body Problem was great. I'm looking forward to
when is season 2 dropping for 3 Body Problem?
I will look. Let's see. It looks like it's coming out. Oh my god. 3 Body Problem season 2 is confirmed and expected to premiere on Netflix in 2028.
That's insane.
Where's
that? What is the source on that?
Let me see. It is, I think it's Forbes. Are they saying? Yeah, Forbes.
And the date of the article?
will not air until 2028. The date of the article is April 30th, 2025. So that's pretty recent.
Wild.
Yeah. And they're not the only one, though. I see like Collider. I mean, Wikipedia is talking about it.
How much is the studio that Netflix is building in New York? Type in Netflix new studio in New York. It should be, I think they're building, if I'm not mistaken, a $900 million studio in northern upstate New York.
Netflix is investing $1 billion with a B dollars in a new East Coast production hub at Fort Monmouth in New Jersey.
Yep, it was a former base, military base, I believe, and they are turning it into a movie studio, similar to when the Homestead Air Force Reserve Base, Donald Trump was trying to make a movie studio way back, or maybe not way back, but like maybe 10 years ago, right? Something like that. That was being rumored. It was supposed to be like Trump Studio City or something like that in Homestead. But what he needed was probably what Netflix just did, which was to rezone the military base into commercial use, and it was not passed, which Netflix seems to have succeeded in doing up in New York, which I wonder if that's because De Niro is also building a massive studio in New York. Wahlberg is building his in Vegas, and McConaughey and Harrelson are rumored to be doing something similar in Texas. So there's a lot of big hitters that are dropping mega money and kind of following the Tyler Perry playbook in Georgia.
Building their own studios. Yeah.
Exciting time. Although it's a scary time with all the AI job replacement stuff, it's also pretty exciting because of just the different opportunities. The mecca is just being spread out everywhere now.
Yeah.
So Three Body Problem 2028, that is effing insane.
That
is crazy.
That's I was shocked reading that on here. I'm like, I had to do a double take while I was reading it because like, there's no way. That's worse than like The Last of Us. The Last of Us season 3 or part 3 or whatever you want to call it is what I think that's 2028 as well. But it just came out this year, not last year.
Yeah, no. Speaking of Last of Us, we just finished our episodic coverage of it, which by the way, guys, if you're liking this content, take a second right now to like the video. We have nearly 1,000 subs, so we're trying to do like a 50% like ratio of how many views we get on the video. So help us with that. Subscribe if you haven't, and share our content. It'd be awesome if we had people who clipped up our content. That would be fantastic.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like something, you want to share it. I mean,
clip
it's
it up.
free to clip
channel.
It and post it on YouTube. Put us on top of like some Minecraft videos or something.
Yeah, that's what we should be doing, really. But if we had someone doing it for us, it would be delightful. Okay, so Three Body Problem cannot be the torch taker because it's that. But anyways, let's talk about some things we've been watching. I haven't been watching anything religiously. I've seen a few movies. I have seen a few television shows that I've blown through. And we can go from there. Do you want to go first, sir, of what you've been up to and what you've been
I will
consuming?
I mean, it's been an interesting, few weeks. I hadn't consumed much, and then I started binging a couple of shows. I know I just said I don't like binging, but, I started watching Murderbot on Apple TV.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting much going into it, so I want to make sure I say that up front.
Sell me on it, because I'll be honest, I wasn't really attracted to the teaser too much.
It's not okay. So like that's the thing. It's not like an amazing show, but the episodes are just so consumable because they're like 20 minutes, right? Like it's like a bite. Yeah, they're like 20, 25 minutes. I was shocked, honestly. I was like, wait, I've already watched 2 episodes. It was like it went by so fast. But the episodes are really bite-sized. It's like a linear story. It's just kind of you're watching, these events unfold. And it's kind of interesting. It's a little lame with like the voiceovers and whatnot. It kind of has some of the appeal of like I really liked Altered Carbon on Netflix like years ago when that came out with Joel Kinnaman. But that show got canceled. So like part of me kind of just likes it because it reminds me of Altered Carbon to an extent.
You're like the captain of the Joel Kinnaman fan club.
Really? What else
100%.
have I liked? What else?
Not Foundation. For All Mankind, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. He's great in there. So.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Murderbot. It's kind of funny. Like it's just like a little bit of humor. in it. I enjoy it. It's nice to kind of put on, but again, it's just so easy to burn through the episodes that it's like, why not watch it? You know, you get 3 episodes almost in the time that it takes you to watch a normal episode of like The Foundation or Silo or anything like that. So I'd say like give it 2-3 episodes. You might not love it, but it is a little fun to watch. I have been enjoying it.
Okay. It's on. I mean, it's been on my list, but not very high on the list. It's kind of. It's like one of those that if I run out of everything else to watch, I'll probably put it on. But
yeah,
I haven't watched that. I will say I did catch this series on Netflix called Sirens. Very eccentric show. I would say it's Netflix's response to White Lotus, if I had to say. It has Julianne Moore, who's one of the leads. You have Millie Alcock, who's in it as well, who's from House of the Dragon. She plays Rhaenyra in House of the Dragon. You got Kevin Bacon in it, and you have Megan Fahey, who's a familiar face, but she's like that actress who you see in a million things, but you don't know her name, and that's kind of what she is. It's an interesting show, very eccentric. I blew through it half kind of multitasking, but it's about this very wealthy community and this very strange sort of cultish figure who's played by Julianne Moore. And there's a sister trying to get, Millie Alcock and Megan Fahey play. It's 2 sisters who are kind of estranged from each other. And they're effed up. And one is trying to like bring the other back home in some sense. And it's more of like a dark comedy than anything else, to be honest with you. But yeah, enjoyable. You'll blow through it for sure. Well shot. It feels like you're watching. It feels like the whole thing feels sort of like a fever dream, to be honest with you.
Really? Okay.
In some sense, yeah.
Interesting.
Not my favorite watch, but it was like a random weekend. It came out, and I was like, it was so White Lotus-y that I kind of just get intrigued when a network feels like it's almost directly responding to a show on another network. That I always find that kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's fun to see the competition there.
Yeah. In terms of the things I have enjoyed watching the most over the last few weeks, I can kind of just string those off. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode or not, but I saw the Manchester United, the 99 documentary on Amazon Prime, which is a little bit annoying because I would love to buy that. I would love to buy that documentary and just be able to watch that whenever I want without having to have Amazon Prime. But I do use Amazon Prime for just about everything, so why not? I think it might be one of the greatest sports documentaries I've ever watched. It came out last year. It goes through Manchester United's historic treble-winning season in 1999, where they won the league, they won the FA Cup, and they won the Champions League. And it's 3 episodes. They do it in 3 episodes, and they have almost all the legends, except for my favorite player from that time, Roy Keane, who's missing because he has sort of like a blood feud with the former manager of Manchester United because they had a spat, and then he got pretty much moved off the team. But nonetheless, aside from that, excellent. Like, I haven't enjoyed a sports documentary like that since The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, obviously.
Okay.
So yeah, that is probably what I have enjoyed the most. Next on the list for you?
Next on the list for me. So the next thing that I've been watching, my wife and I just started it. Gosh, I think it was literally yesterday. We binged the first 3 episodes of it. It's been incredible.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. I did the same exact thing this past weekend. I watched the first 3 episodes. Well, last Friday I watched it actually. And I was shocked that they put 3 out. They usually only do 2 for like the new shows, right?
Did they really put 3 out? I thought I was just a week behind.
Oh, maybe. That might have been it. I think I was a week behind as well.
Yeah.
And the moment I saw it's the producers of Ted Lasso, right?
No, you're right. They did drop 3 on June 4th.
Interesting. See, You know what though? Kind of makes sense because after 3 is when you're like, all right, I'm in. I'm definitely in after the first 3 because you've set up most of the main characters. You've set up the dynamic of the show completely. And yeah, I do wonder how it's gonna go. Some of the casting is kind of a little shaky for me. I do like Owen Wilson a lot. I do like his friend. I think it's called what is his friend called?
Mark
Mitz?
Maron. Mitz, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's hilarious.
Oh, he's funny. He had his own like comedy shows. I enjoyed watching that.
Where's the girl from? The one from the golf club. She's in something else, and I cannot place my finger on it.
Alina, you mean?
Yeah. She's in a show or a film or something that I've seen her in.
I mean, A Man Called Otto, maybe?
Lily K. Is this her? Lily K?
No, I think it's Mariana Trevino, yeah? No, you're right. Lily K, that is her, yeah. But I don't know her from anything else.
Where have I seen her? Maybe was it
August at 22.
either that or she looks like somebody. She's in Yellowstone, dude.
Oh, that's why I didn't recognize her.
She's in Yellowstone. Who does she play in Yellowstone? She's the female cow. What do you call her? Cowgirl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't remember her very well because I'll be honest. I stopped watching Yellowstone. So after that whole meltdown between Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan and all that, I lost complete interest in the show. So
I have never had interest in the show, so that did not impact me.
Watch the first 3 seasons. It's good. The prequels are good. Oh, I will say the worst season of television I've watched in a long time was the second season of 1923. That might be one of the most dog shit seasons of TV I've ever watched in my life. No holds barred. Love you, Taylor Sheridan. Love almost all your stuff. I don't care. Bro, I'm going to be straight up. I can say I like your stuff, but that second season of 1923 was horrible. I think he didn't write any of it, personally. I don't think he wrote any of it. I think he's overwhelmed. Paramount is on him like the last cow of a starved farm. Like, they are latched onto every tit Taylor Sheridan has because the guy cranks out TV shows like nobody's business. So it's crazy. He's mad talented. First season of 1923, fantastic. One of the best seasons of TV I've ever watched. Second season, horrible. What are you going to do, bro? Just do better. I don't know.
So they had 1883? Is that the prequel you're talking about?
No, the one I'm talking about is the one with Harrison Ford. That's 1923.
Oh, yeah, 1923.
Right?
Yeah.
First season of that, peak top tier television. Second season, I would go on Twitter for fun and I would just type in 1923, this week's episode. And everyone else would agree with what I was thinking. Like, what is going on? This is the most depressing, wretched show I've ever seen. It was horrible, dude.
Well, I might give the show a watch. It's been, I mean, you've mentioned it so many times, and I feel like there's a lot of things that we both like.
Watch the first season. So. You're going to love it. I would love for you to watch the second season and then come back to the podcast and let me know if I'm right. Sometimes on this show, and I'll say it for the audience, I don't like to be super critical because I know how difficult it is to make these shows, or, in some sense I don't because I haven't made a TV show. But yeah. I do know, I am familiar with the workload of production. But what the hell why do we do this if we can't be honest with our opinions? Everything becomes meaningless if everything is good. So for the second season of 1923, horrible, 0 out of 10. Maybe like 1 out of 10. Maybe there's like 2 or 3 good moments in the whole thing. But overall, throw it out.
Okay. Well, I may give it a shot. What else is up on your list? Or is it my turn again? I said Stick.
No, let's talk about Stick a little bit here. Because did you like that? Owen Wilson's one of these guys who, first and foremost, I don't know the last thing he's done. Secondly, he's just so likable in everything he does.
He is.
I don't know what it is. The guy just has a gift for being likable.
It's the accent. That's what it is. It's 100% like the Southern accent.
Is it? I don't even notice a Southern accent on it.
Or whatever his accent is. I mean, maybe he's not Southern, but
it's kind of like that element of like, he's not the best actor in the world, but he's also a pretty damn good actor when he wants to kind of turn it on.
Yeah.
So that moment where you can just see that he's this sort of down on his luck star, and then they do the montage where you realize he had a son and he lost his son. You're like, oh snap, hits you right in the feelings, right?
Yeah.
So they're kind of hitting what made Ted Lasso so great, which by the way is coming back. They obviously,
another season.
I wasn't a big fan of that last season either.
Me neither. Every season of Ted Lasso was great except the last season. Last season it wasn't it, man.
It's really hard to stick that landing, bro. It's really hard to stick that landing. But they're kind of hitting the same notes where, that Ted Lasso was like pure comedy and all good vibes, and then all of a sudden he's having a panic attack in the club, and you're like, whoa,
yeah,
where did this episode come from? And I kind of like when a show, flips everything on its head. I was trying to think, like there's other elements of that, It's really interesting to see a story being told and developed where you're really having faith that you're not going to lose the audience over this sort of 10 to 20 episode duration where you're going to start to introduce more heavy topics into a lighthearted show. And I think that's what Stick is going to do. So
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny though that you mentioned that it's kind of like a Ted Lasso show, because I had that same thought. Like it gave me that same like, oh, this is a nice happy show to watch feeling that I got when I was watching Ted Lasso. So I am enjoying that. I'm definitely going to keep watching that one.
It is interesting though, because one of these things I do when I watch a show is I look at the story, I look at what I think the possibilities are within the story, and I think to myself, how many seasons could this be before you start to milk what's here? And I see something like Stick, and I can't imagine more than 2 to 3 seasons, personally. With Ted Lasso, I could imagine more because it's a full team of a football team. You got the team members and the different dynamics and the ownership, and then the guy goes to to manage another team and that sort of stuff going on, right? With Stick, I guess there's a few routes that could happen with Stick, right? He's young enough in the show that you could imagine a comeback for him as a professional golfer. And I do wonder if they've kind of broached the topic in the writer's room of, like, let's say the first 2 seasons are dedicated to him coaching the kid, and then out of nowhere, he starts getting his groove back, Yeah. And he seems pretty young. He seems like he's in his 40s in the show, right? Golfers, look up the age of Phil Mickelson for me real quick.
Phil Mickelson?
Yeah, Phil Mickelson. Okay. He's got to be in his 50s.
I'm looking it up right now. He's 54. Yeah.
I mean, he's still playing top tier. Or maybe not top tier, but, golf you can play professionally for a while.
Yeah.
So it would be cool to see, like, something like that, like a comeback for Stick, right?
Yeah. It could be a little redemption or something there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Did you get the same impression? Because it does seem like Apple's building up their IP more successfully. Like, let's combine all the streamers and who's creating like original IP most consistently. I think Apple's probably doing it better than anybody right now in terms of original storytelling. Out the gate.
I would agree. Honest, I would completely agree. There's the majority of shows I like are from Apple at this point. And I mean, not that this is, very meaningful, but Apple did just have their WWDC event today, and that was one of the. I'm not gonna rip on them. I'm not gonna rip on the crappy design right now, but
Zach is a designer, for those who don't know, so his opinion on these things is very passionate.
I'm a design director for a UX UI agency, or really it's just a product design agency. We do websites, applications, and things like that. So it's a very passionate topic for me. But that's not why I was bringing it up. I was bringing it up because they had showcased that they have been ranked the top, a TV streaming provider on the internet for quality content across TV shows and movies, which I found to be very interesting. I don't know where the data came from. I did not dive into it. But yeah, I mean, I would agree with it, at least at this point. They have some really great shows. I love it. I mean, Severance, Foundation is great. Silo's freaking awesome. I mean, Ted Lasso is good. Slow Horses is great. And their miniseries like Blackbird. I mean, it was so good. I was so sucked into that show.
You know what? They hit me with the teaser for what's the guy? What's the dude's name? Taron Egerton?
Tom Egerton? Yeah.
No, Taron.
Taron?
Taron. It's like Taron or something like that.
Okay.
I know his name. I like the guy. I like him.
Yeah.
Taron Egerton.
Oh, yeah, you're
I
right.
don't know how to say
Taron.
his last name.
Yeah, Taron Egerton. Yeah.
He's in a show coming out called Smo,
Yeah.
where it's all the producers of Blackbird, although he seems to be the antagonist in this one. So that should be pretty interesting. It's about a serial arsonist,
Yeah.
a detective kind of mystery thing that looks good. And then HBO, is it HBO? HBO has a show that I might be most anticipating right now, which is Mayor of Easttown. It's the producers of that.
Interesting.
Let me see if I can find it.
I don't know why I thought his name was Tom.
It's called Task, and it has Mark Ruffalo. When is that coming out?
It is coming out September 1st of this year.
That shit, I can't wait for that show. That looks incredible to me. So I'll be there. The Kylian Mbappe meme shows. I will definitely be there for that. Next on the list, did you go last or did I go?
I think I brought up Stick. I don't think you brought up anything after that, really. I mean, we kind of went on some tangents here, but
I'll just string off some movies that or rattle off some movies that I've been watching. I saw Ford vs Ferrari.
How was that? That's on my list.
Incredible.
Okay.
Incredible. It has been on my backlog for like 2 years. And then I think I watched it because you gave me your Hulu account.
Probably.
So, yeah, that I did watch it on there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Matt Damon has these pair of glasses in the movie that I definitely will buy at some point. And it makes you never want to buy a Ford. So, there's that. But I grew up a Chevy man, so
yeah, same.
that is I'm a Chevy family. I come from a Chevy family. We don't hate Fords, although we did. My sister did have a Ford Taurus for a bit. We did have a couple Fords. We had a bunch of cars coming up, but Chevy was the standard.
Yeah.
In our home.
It was a Chevy or a GMC. I mean, my aunt had a Ford, but I grew up being taught Ford just means fix or repair daily. So I'm like, all right, bro. Yeah. All right.
So Ford vs Ferrari I watched. I am midway through The Accountant 2, which is free on Amazon Prime. When I'm probably gonna watch the end of it tonight. When we're done recording, I'm gonna go shower and chill and watch the end of that. Which is crazy that's out already because that was just in theaters, and that always makes me feel a little bit like, is this really good for everything? But and then I'm gonna say the film that I enjoyed. So I saw Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning today.
Okay.
I'll talk longer about that. But firstly, I want to say there's a movie that came out. It's on Peacock, I think. It's called The Ballad of Wallace Island.
Huh.
I love these types of films. I don't know what type of category to put them in other than the Martin McDonagh type of category, which is like the In Bruges, the Banshees of Inisherin type of film. It's about, I don't even want to say too much for the audience what it's about, but it's a really good movie. I really recommend everyone go watch The Ballad of Wallace Island. It's a love story, but also a comedy. Go check it out. A very quirky sort of, I guess, British humor. Is what I would say is a kind of dryish humor, but I've thoroughly enjoyed that one, and I watched that over the weekend. Been watching a lot more movies lately than TV shows because I have a lot to catch up with on the film side of things. Then today I watched Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I had to because I got a lot of things cooking in the personal life right now, and I was like, I gotta go watch this movie before they start reducing it to one showing every 4 hours, and then you don't get that early matinee movie that I do enjoy. So I went and watched it early this morning. Not my favorite Mission Impossible. I hate to lead with that. Ghost Protocol still reigns supreme in my book. That's the one that he is in Dubai climbing the Burj Khalifa. I think that one still ranks overall number one in my book. But some of the stunts, man, I continue to say Tom Cruise is the biggest movie star in the world. He is the best movie star in the world. I think he might have single-handedly saved the movie industry, not the movie industry, but like the movie watching, going to the movie theater, because he dropped Top Gun Maverick during COVID. It was like the first major movie that ushered the world back. And I'll always respect the man for that, because I think the guy, or I know the guy, is a film junkie. He says he watches a movie a day. He is on multiple interviews talking about how he watches a film a day. And I think he just gets it, man. And he's like he's among the greats, like the Steve McQueen's and like the great movie stars, Paul Newman, the classic guys who just knew they were movie stars. Mm-hmm. And he knows when people go buy a ticket to watch Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, they're going to watch a Tom Cruise movie. And he just gets that. And Tarantino talks about that, about what a movie star is. Like there's a sort of tier list to being an actual movie star, Yeah. And you shouldn't just throw that term around lightly in terms of giving people that kind of props. But he is definitely a movie star, and he has acting chops. I know he hasn't really showcased them in a drama recently, but we see him now as like the guy who's balls to the wall, crazy with these stunts. And by the way, I mean, he does some sort of. I mean, I was watching the movie like this. Yeah. At certain points today, specifically, I don't want to give too much away because it's in theaters, but there's a submarine sequence that had me like my face half covered with my shirt in that sequence, even more so than the craziest stunt in that movie. And then you have to stop yourself. The one with the plane, you mean? Yeah, because there's a unique thing that happens in a Tom Cruise film watching experience, and it's this. Every other movie we are inundated with video games and movies and action sequences, and we're like, that shit's fake. And our brain automatically tells us, we see something crazy and we say, that must be fake. CGI. That must be fake. Yep. That must be fake. But then you watch a Tom Cruise movie and you're saying, you have to correct your brain and say, you're questioning everything. You're like, did this crazy MFer do that? Did he do that? Like, in some sense, he did that. And the first thing you want to do when you watch a film that has Tom Cruise in it is literally go home and watch the extra features and be like, how much of this did he do? And honestly, like, you watch that movie and you were just like, you wouldn't be surprised if he went to the bottom of the ocean at this point, it's that crazy. So,
I heard somebody say his next stunt's going to be doing something in space. So who knows? Knowing him, probably.
I think he already did something in space.
Did he really?
Not literally, like.
No, I mean literally. I mean like literally. That's what I've heard.
I could have swore there was like a plane sequence where they go 0G, but I don't know, dude. I wouldn't be surprised. He probably does want to do something crazy like that, because I could just see it. But this is supposedly the last Mission Impossible. I don't buy it. I think he probably drops another one in the next 5 years.
I don't know.
If I had to guess, I don't know.
Sure. I have no. I think the Ghost Protocol was the last one I've actually seen. Not because it was bad or whatever. It's just I've not gone to the movies that often. But
which is the one with Henry Cavill?
I don't
Fallout.
Remember.
Okay, so Ghost Protocol and Fallout to me are like peak of the series. Because up until Ghost Protocol, I never really put Mission Impossible in the same breath as James Bond. But Ghost Protocol was like, whoa, James Bond needs to step it up, because Mission Impossible, this one was insanely good. So who else? Who else is in the Final Reckoning is our boy from Severance.
Which one? There's so many.
Tremel Tillman.
Okay, interesting.
And I'm like blanking on his name in Severance. Milkshake. My goodness, Milkshake.
Yeah.
I was like blanking on his name. And he's literally Milkshake in this movie. He doesn't call him Ethan Hunt. The whole movie he calls him Mr. Mr. Are you? He says, you must be the captain. You must be out of your mind, mister. Literally Milkshake. He looks like Milkshake in charge of, I don't even want to say what role he has. But anyways, go watch it, because just out of respect to Tom Cruise and the effort that they put in those movies, I think everybody should watch it in theaters. So that's my rant.
Awesome. Well, I do want to go watch. I got to catch up on all of the Mission Impossible movies. I thoroughly enjoyed every single one that I've watched. So it's not because I have not enjoyed it. Just need to get off my butt and go watch it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, taking a turn to not necessarily such incredible movies. One of the other things I've watched recently was it's actually number one on like Apple TV right now for movies. It's Fountain of Youth.
Oh, I
Yeah.
had been meaning to watch that.
It's it's a fun watch. It's a fun watch. My wife and I actually, my wife, myself, and my daughter all watched it. And we got to the end of it. We're like, it was cute. It was good.
Is it Gen Z National Treasure? Is it as good as National Treasure was? National
Treasure was
awesome.
great. I enjoyed National Treasure.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. So it's not as good as National Treasure, no, but it's fun. It's a fun watch. It's very family friendly in my opinion.
Okay.
Which is a nice change. I mean, like, there's so much that I end up watching. It's just so dark. I'm like, God, I need something happy in my life.
We're heading into an oversaturated world of dark content.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I like dark content, so let me not say that, but I do think that occasionally you need the palate cleanser of the nice. And I think we do need more of that, 100%. I was going to mention something. Aside from, I've been doing more reading lately.
Interesting.
I did get a chance to finally finish the, actually coincidentally have the thing here. The Sunrise of the Reaping. It's Suzanne Collins, Hunger Games. They're prequel. This time it's Woody Harrelson's character in the movies, Hamish Abernathy. They go through his sort of saga of what happened to him. And it's damn good. I read the Ballad of Songbird and Snakes too, which is the sort of villain origin story of Coriolanus Snow, who's the main villain in the entire series.
Yeah.
This one's better. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. I do have my thoughts on Suzanne Collins and her methods towards the end of her books. that I am. This might be the last Suzanne Collins book for me, but it was good. It was a page turner. I did that, and then I just bought, which I don't like talking about books that I buy
Because you don't read them sometimes. Is that why?
because I don't read them as quickly as
You want to?
I'd like
I don't.
to.
Trust me, I don't. I've got books. I'm still like I'm halfway through it. I'm like I can't progress. What's the book?
Yeah. So I saw that James Cameron bought the rights to a series, a medieval sci-fi fantasy, and I've been wanting more of those books, less of nonfiction. I want fiction. I want adventure in my, I just want things I want to transport myself somewhere, when I read these books. And he bought the rights to this series called The Devils, which is about a ragtag group of misfits, essentially, that they have to install a king in a certain, like they have to install a thief as a king. That's all I know about it. But the moment I saw that he bought the rights to it, as someone like him who puts decades of work into releasing something, it made me wonder how good it was. So The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I haven't started reading it. It's sitting on my table over there. And that's going to be my next read. Perhaps starting tonight.
All right. Yeah. Well, that sounds fun. Let me know how it is.
We'll do. I think that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about.
Those are the main ones I've been watching. I mean, there's a couple of things I'm excited for. I thought Apple was about to bring back the show C with Jason Momoa, but no, it's a new show called Chief of War. It's about
should they have done that with Jason Momoa?
I don't know. I mean, I love Jason Momoa in some brutal movies and TV shows. Like he does a good job of just like playing the kind of person that'll just beat the shit out of somebody. So I enjoy that. I it's a little. What I don't like is when somebody is cast as an important character, and then it kind of just takes me out of the show because I'm like, wait, but you're this person. So I'm not the biggest fan of that.
I do like him too. I think he's very likable.
Mm-hmm.
He is Mr. Hawaii in my book with The Rock.
Yeah,
I think he's. Imagine that he's not Hawaiian at all. I'm just like full of shit.
Well, the show is about the unification of the Hawaiian Islands. You were right earlier when you and I were talking.
So I am right. I do not need to second guess myself.
I was like, I only saw like 2 seconds of it from the WWDC event today. I'm like, I don't know, it was like Vikings or something. You sure they're not Hawaiian?
Yeah, Hawaiian. I mean, if it did feel very similar to C as well for me.
Yeah,
I haven't watched C, but
C's good, man. Like you should go watch it. Like watch like 2 episodes of it. It's fun. I enjoyed that.
I'm gonna prioritize Dark Horses over C.
Dark Horses or Slow Horses?
That one, Slow Horses.
Slow Horses is great. Slow Horses to me is like a James Bond movie if James Bond was a complete F up. Like,
okay, don't tell me anything else.
Have you not watched any of Slow Horses?
I've seen like 3 episodes.
Well, then you get the idea.
But season 1, I haven't gone.
Yeah, no, but you get the idea. Yeah.
Do you know who the new James Bond is?
Oh, was it? It's. I swear I read something about.
They haven't announced it. They haven't announced it.
No. I heard a prediction on who it was. I can't remember the name. That's gonna bug me to death. Who?
If you want to find out who the James Bond is, you'll have to tune into the next episode of Story Archives. I'm just kidding. No, it's who I think it is Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I almost said Henry Cavill, and that's one of the very rumored people.
No, I think it's going to be Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Cavill is too big.
Aaron Cavill doesn't exist.
James Bond. What? I said Henry Cavill.
You said Aaron.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at a list with Henry Cavill, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and
I don't like Henry Cavill for the role. I think he would be good. I think he'd be good for it. I just don't. I'll be honest. I love Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's a fantastic actor too. But I prefer him over Henry Cavill for James Bond for sure.
I would not like Henry Cavill for James Bond. Henry Cavill just seems too buff. James Bond is not buff. He's suave. He's great.
Yeah, but you haven't seen Henry Cavill in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
No, I have not.
And he's awesome in that. I would tell you go watch that and then go tell me again that he couldn't be James Bond. I think he'd be a hell of a James Bond.
I see the cover art for that movie. He does look pretty good in the suit. Yeah,
just go watch a trailer for it and see how he acts. You'll see. I think honestly, I think part of his hopes for that movie, and this would have been my hopes if I was him, was that the James Bond producers, Barbara Broccoli or whatever, would have watched that and been like, yeah, get him. But I think he's still in the running. Aaron Taylor Johnson, though, the reason I think he's going to be it is because he has been named as the new Omega, the face of Omega watches, which is the James Bond watch is the Omega watch. And Aaron Taylor Johnson has possibly the movie of the summer coming out. Maybe not the movie of the summer because there's a lot of movies competing for movie of the summer, including Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Apple's putting heavy promotion behind the F1 movie with Brad Pitt. And Aaron Taylor Johnson is in 28 Years Later. Which,
I was just going to bring up the movie. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm hella looking forward to that. In fact,
did you hear there's 2 though? There's 28 Years Later, and then there's 28 Years Later, the Bone Temple.
I didn't hear about that.
So they filmed 2 movies back to back. So 28 Days Later is coming out. What was it? It's coming out June 20th of this year. Yeah, in a month. And then
not even a month, a week and a half.
Oh, dang, you're right. In literally in 11 days. So 28 Years Later comes out in 11 days, and then 28 Years Later, the Bone Temple.
No, brother. 28 Days Later already came out.
No,
that's the first one.
I swear to God, I just said years. 28 Years Later is coming out June 20th.
Yes.
So it's in 11 days.
And then 28 years later,
and then 28 years later, the Bone Temple is coming out January 16th of 2026. And that one, I heard Cillian Murphy's in.
That's a big ass spoiler right there.
Well, I have no idea about it, but it's like
I also heard the place. The same thing. So when is the Peaky Blinders movie coming out?
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it August? my birthday?
What's the name of it? It's like the Something Man,
Oh yeah, you're
Peaky
right. It is
Blinders
called. It had a really cool name.
movie release date. Yeah, it did. It's late 2025 or early 2026. I don't see a date on that
They
yet.
pushed it back then. They're doing a series though.
Yeah, they are. That's the spoilers for the series. I'm really not a fan
I
of.
don't say anything.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not a fan of it. I don't want to say anything.
All right,
I don't even want to think about it. I want it to be purged from my memory. My God.
Oh my God.
What is the movie? It's like the Immortal Man. That's the name of the movie. That is a really good name for a movie, though.
It is a good movie.
Immortal Man release date. Yeah, nothing yet. It still says late 2025. So maybe we'll get it this year. I'm super hyped for that. Like I'm looking really forward to The Immortal Man, and I've got to watch 28 Days Later and 28 weeks later so that I can watch 28 years later. That's got to be the most confusing naming for me to say in a proper sequence. I don't know why it's so hard.
Gotcha. Well, I am also looking forward to it, but let's bring this episode to a close. Let us know if you enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about in these next couple episodes. We're going to be dropping kind of these general topic episodes for you week to week here. So let us know if you have any topics you want us to broach. And yeah, we'll see you on the next episode of Story Archives.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Story Archives. You can find this anywhere you find podcasts, Apple and Spotify primarily. You can visit us on YouTube, or you can check out our website at storyarchives.com. You'll find links to everything here. Actually, it's soapbox.house. We should buy storyarchives.com. Yeah.
We can't, unfortunately.
Well, that's stupid. Anyways, we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.